What's happening, Ice Cubes? My name is Matty Ice Cube, and welcome to this very, very overdue vlog. I think it's been 2.5 weeks since I did my last vlog, and I've been quarantined to my house since then. So, I think it's about time I started talking about things. I tried doing this video before, and I monologued for a good 45 minutes, and it was actually a good video, I thought. But I lost it because my microphone decided to be a big douchebag and not record my voice. So I had no audio for that entire video. Anyway, it's the story of my life. Nothing wants to work. I wanted to talk about some things because I've had a lot of time to think about stuff. And there are some things that mainly need to be talked about because I did the first episode of Outlast 2, and then I never did any more. I haven't really been in that mood to sit down and record videos, and that's usually what happens around this time anyway, because I take a step away, because burnout is a very, very real problem for content creators, and I don't really consider myself a content creator. There are better people out there who do that than me. Like, I'm lucky that I even have as many people watching my videos as I do. Like, it's crazy that anyone watches my videos, really, because I just play games for fun. And this gives me an excuse to sit down and play a game that I've never played before. And, oh god, no, don't do that. The video preview's being a bitch. Also, if you noticed, sorry if I'm a little all over the place. I have to think about all the stuff that I talked about before, because multiple takes suck. I have a new setup. This is my new desk. I got rid of my old one. I think my brother still has it. And I had a lot of fun building this desk. It was only like a 30-minute put it together desk. It's not an IKEA. No, God, no. This is a van space, and it's 44 inches. I think my other one was like 60 inches across or something, and it was really big, and it was a 3-piece desk, and it had cabinets and whatnot, and I didn't need that. At that point, it was just a mess. Like, already, this desk is a mess already. But not nearly as bad as the other one. Like, the other one was just awful. Oh, fuck. But yeah, I do intend to go back to Outlast 2. I just need to take the time to do it. But lately I've been more focused on a little passion project of mine. Like, as most of you already know, like, it was like 2 days ago that the finale for Mystic Hills went up. And I've been thinking about writing this. I can't reveal what it is because it's not ready to be revealed yet. I'm going to keep it under wraps until it's done for the most part, because there's 2 things that I'm working on. And they're going to be really cool. Like, I'm writing a really cool story. Like, it's an actual story that I'm writing, and I really think people are going to enjoy. But I just need to get there and get it done. And I have, like, my whole reference group who's going to be helping me write this out to come up with more ideas, because I already have lots and lots of ideas for it. It's just, it's not ready yet. Fuck, no yawning already? Really? I mean, I did just get done talking for almost an hour, so it tires you out. It really does. But I mainly wanted to sit down and talk about because I've had a lot more time to think about it recently, and I've been stuck in my house. Like, I've been busy trying to work on this side project. I've only been working on this passion project for like 5 or 6 days, not even a week yet. And I got a bunch of people who are really committed to helping me out, and I really appreciate it. They're really fun people to be around. Fuck. Stop yawning. Matt, shut the fuck up and pay attention to making the video. I haven't been even working on it a week yet, and I've got a great group of people helping me out. They're not from Mania's group at all. They're just some people that I met and hung out with, and they're great people. Like, I'll get to that later. Because there's a whole bunch of stuff that I was talking about in my last take. Like, I was talking about the different games I played. I was talking about Fable. I was talking about Dead Space 2. I was talking about Skyrim, which I've been trying to get work again. I really have. I've tried. I currently am still going to try. I talked about Xenoverse 2, which eventually I'll get so bored of trying to get everything else to work that I'll try and get that to work. Because that was like my main go-to game for a long time. That's 4 yawns now. How many? Kudos to anyone who can count how many times I yawn in this video. That's probably only going to be like 20 minutes or something, because it's not even going to be half. It's not even going to be half of what the other video was. I think it was almost 45 minutes on the dot. But I've been really like appreciative of like the people who watch my videos, because I'm just a guy who sits and makes videos. I play a video game for fun. Like, this is just an excuse for me to sit down and play games that I've never played before. And I also talked about what I'm going to do with Subnautica. Someone dared me to play the whole game in filmic mode. And what filmic mode does in Subnautica is it makes the colors pop more. But it also makes nighttime, like, and all of the dark areas of the game super, super, uber dark. So, like, the areas that you can't see anything in, or at nighttime, you can't see anything. So it's, like, really cinematic, and it looks really cool, but it's also fucking terrifying. And I've been considering it. Like, I can't do it until I get my new tower, which is still months away, considering, like, I'm getting basically paid time off to sit at home and do nothing for work. But passing the time is just agony. I hate being cooped up in my home, getting paid to do nothing. It just makes you think, what would I do if I finally hit 1,000 subscribers and hit my watch time hours thing, and got monetization. I wouldn't know what to do. Like, if I ever started making enough money to make a living out of it, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably get another job anyway, like a real job, other than just content creation. Like, that's something I've thought about a lot. Like, even if out of my wildest imaginations I could make a career out of content creation, like, even if, like, I would get so bored of just sitting around in my house. Like, I would have to go out and learn a trade or something and do that in my off time. Like, I would love to do that, because I may be lazy most times, but, like, I'm not the lazy type of person. I have to be doing something all the time. And if I don't, I get bored, and then I fall asleep. And if I sleep too much, that's not good. Especially me, with my recurring nightmares every time I sleep. That's a whole conversation I don't even want to go into either. but I don't know if I'd ever be able to just sit on my ass and make content like that all the time. Plus burnout. Burnout would be a very scary thing if I was making money from it, from my content. Like, burnout is a very scary thing, and it's a very real thing. Like, it's killed a lot of big companies, it's killed a lot of big YouTubers, it's killed a lot of things. Burnout is very scary. And I try to avoid burnout whenever I can. The other thing I was talking about was I've thought more about leaving Mania's team. Like, the finale went up, and all I could think about was helping her write that. Granted, not all of what we wrote was shown, and it was very rushed and whatnot, but she just wanted to finish it. She wrapped it all up and whatever, but there was I have so many good memories of us hanging out, writing the script, coming up with characters, listening to the casting call auditions. Like, I was there from the start. I was one of the first voice actors she enlisted. And I wasn't even originally supposed to be Adrian. And during the premiere, people figured out that Gray was Adrian, and they were like, "Oh, it's Gray. He's already better than the other guy." And I don't really care, but I mean, I did care. Like, ow, my pride. I brought that character to life. Like, I embodied that character for a very long time. Like, I'm not a professional or anything, but I was Adrian for so long. Like, I was Adrian. Like, I don't know. It's whatever. But also, like, I also thought about, like, I don't know. It was something along the lines of, like, I have so many good memories of just us hanging out, of us writing stuff, of us coming up with ideas, because there were so many good ideas, because season 3 is the biggest example of us at our best. I mean, we did have some trouble here and there where we argued a lot, but season 3 was when we were at our best. And I have to confess, like, I am in love with that world, the original season's world that we built together. Like, I love it. Like, even from season 1, I fell in love with it. And I wanted to be a part of it. And it really brought out the best in me. Like, I loved it. And sitting down and writing the script with her, it was like, I had a blast. It was easily the best thing I've ever done in terms of, like, YouTube and Discord wise. Like, out of all the groups of friends that I've had on Discord over the years since I started using it, it was Mania's team that I enjoyed being a part of the most. And that's a huge thing, because I've been part of so many different friend groups. Some of them I'm not friends with anymore. Some of them I'm still pretty good friends with. But there's also that line of when enough was enough, because it was somewhere at some point we started to drift, because we used to be really, really, really close. And last year I went out and met her in person, and we hung out for 2 weeks. Like, we didn't do anything because we were lazy and didn't want to do anything anyway. Because I knew it would be impossible to get her out of the house anyway. So I didn't even try. We hung out, we had a good time. But then it was very sudden as well, but all of a sudden we started to drift. And even before I left, Like, there was this really big divide between us, and I don't remember what caused it. I don't even know if anything really caused it, but it just sort of happened. And there was just this underlying level of toxicity every time we were in a call together, or if we were talking about something. It was just this underlying level. It wasn't anything like, it wasn't anyone's fault. It was just this underlying level of toxicity that we had. And then it came to a boiling point. Like, I'm not blaming anybody, mostly myself, really. I'm blaming myself mostly because I left. Like, that's the bottom line. I left because I couldn't handle it anymore. Like, that underlying level, I couldn't handle it anymore. Like, I was just done with it. And I don't even remember the last time Mania and I actually sat down and talked with each other, because it's been that long. Like, yeah, she's popped into the voice chats and we've talked and whatnot, but like, I have to put on a mask for that. Like, I have to be a completely different person for that. Like, I can't be my real self around her like that without wanting to confront her with all those problems. And I don't want to do that because we have better things to do. Like, if she doesn't want to be friends anymore, that's fine. And frankly, I think we're already past the point to where we can just be friends and completely forget about what happened. I think we're past that. Because, and this is the main reason, is because I left. I left and I didn't approach the situation correctly. Like, if I had actually sat down and talked to her about this, we probably could have figured it out. But we're past that. Like, we already crossed that line. And honestly, I don't think we'll really ever reconnect ever again, honestly. In my honest opinion, I don't think we'll ever get to that level ever again. Because there was a very big certain level of trust between us that we used to have, and it just isn't there anymore. Even before I left, it just wasn't there anymore. Like, we were friends, but we weren't like neither of us were taking the time out of our days to just say, "Hi, how are you? How are things going? How's such and how are you doing on such and such, and what project you're working on, and blah 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 blah." Like, it's simple stuff like that just suddenly stopped, and it got to me. It really got to me. And the only time we would ever talk during the time before I left, like in calls or anything, were when we were doing work, like role play stuff. And even then, it felt as if I wasn't contributing anything. Like, there are certain aspects, like building on maps, I'm not good at. I don't play Minecraft. I don't build things. Like, I don't do that. And honestly, if you're not comfortable with that, too bad. Like, Ish and I butted heads on that for a little bit. But it was just the thing of, I don't do it. Like, I'm not good at it. And I'm never gonna be good at it, because I don't intend on just playing Minecraft for fun every day just to learn how to build properly. Like, I have other things to do. But at the same time, I could have taken the time to try and help out. But I mean, at that point, I was already feeling useless even before that, because all I could do was sit and wait, because Mania did all of her own work. And I'm sure she still does. Like, she's stubborn enough that she won't let anyone help her with her editing or with recording it or whatever, but that's fine. Like, I'm stubborn when it comes to recording my stuff too. I get that. Like, I'd prefer to do my own editing rather than have someone else do it, even though they would probably be better at it. I would prefer to do my own editing. In her case, her editing is great. But I don't know. But it was, I don't even remember what started off. Because I'm pretty sure it was because I was late to a recording session, and she just all of a sudden got frustrated out of nowhere because the whole me uploading, because I woke up late that day is what happened. I woke up late that day. I was already behind on uploading, and it was the first episode of Devil May Cry 4. I remember that specifically. And that was an hour-long episode. I'm pretty sure it was an hour-long episode. And for some reason, YouTube wouldn't tell me how much it was processed. Like, it was done uploading, and it was processing, and then it stuck at 85% or something. It was something like that. And I just sat there for like an hour waiting for it to go up. And it never did. At least it never did on my end. And then I had Gray go out of his way to go and check. And then all of a sudden, it was my fault that they hadn't started yet, even though we were already waiting on other people. Like, it was something along those lines. And it didn't take much, but it was just at that point that I was like, you know what? No, I'm done with this. I'm leaving. Because I had planned on leaving the team after Mystic Hills anyway, but it was at that point where the toxicity was so high like towards anything I would do, like even if it was just a simple opinion, or if it was me just sitting around waiting for other people to do anything, or if I was behind a little bit. Like, I woke up late that day. Those things were out of my control. And then all of a sudden, it's my fault that anything goes wrong. To be fair, if something's broken, it's usually my fault. But if there's a situation, like in terms of my processing, my video thing, I don't control that. YouTube controls that. And YouTube is a slow-ass bitch to process videos. It takes almost as much time to upload a video as it does for YouTube to process it. But it was, I don't know. I'm not saying it was anyone's fault. It's, like I said, it was mostly my fault because I left. Because I left. Like, I left that whole situation and didn't want to come back. Does that mean I hold a grudge or I have any ill will or malevolence towards Mania? Absolutely not. I really do wish her the best. All I want her to do is be happy with what she's doing. And as far as I can tell, me leaving has probably been the best thing for her, to be honest. Because she's doing great. And that's fine. I'm happy for her. I really am. And that's all there is to it, really. Like, I don't hold a grudge. Like, I'm on good terms with Ish and Gray still. I love hanging out with Chris always, because I love Chris. I love hanging out with Chris. He's awesome. Tony's a great guy. I may tease the shit out of him, but Tony's a great guy. Like, there's all these people that are still part of that team, and I'll still hang out with them, but it's whenever Mania shows up into that picture that I just immediately go to throw on a mask and pretend that everything is fine. Because otherwise I would be so overcome with wanting to confront these problems that it would just cause strife for everyone, and I don't want that. So I just throw on the mask, and that's it. That's the end of it. And then once she's gone, and I can relax. And like I said, I think we're past the point where we can fix our relationship, really, to be honest. Because at this point, neither of us are taking any steps to wanting to fix it. She's too busy to care, and I don't want to bother her, basically. That's basically all there is to it. And honestly, if that's what it's come down to, fine. We'll move on. We'll move on and we'll do other things, because pretty much at this point we should, because otherwise it's just going to cause grief, and I don't want that. Because that's what I want for all my friends. Like, I'll throw myself on the blade for all of my friends rather than give myself happiness, to be honest. And then there's the other underlying problem of, I have a really bad problem of, if you get too close with me emotionally, I have a bad problem of just shoving you off to the wayside, just purposefully ignoring you. I almost did that to Mania at one stage, but I resisted the urge to do that because I loved hanging out with her so much. Like, I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want to ruin our friendship at that point. And at that point, I considered her easily my best friend, one of my bestest of friends. Nowadays, I'm sure she still considers me her friend, but honestly, I think we've grown so far apart at that point that I don't ever expect her to want to talk to me again, really. I really don't. I don't expect anything at this point. I just want to move on with my life at this point. Because the only reason I'm talking about it now is because I can't do anything else. Like, I don't know. And I've been trying to channel my creativity in different ways rather than just making videos. Because this passion project of mine, it very heavily involves all the things that I loved doing when we were a team. Like, I loved that. Like, I have so many fond memories. Like, if you are watching this video and you really think that I have a problem with Mania, why in the world would I have so many fond memories? Like, I have so many fond memories. Like, I started out with all the good stuff. Like, yeah, there's a lot of bad that happened, but anytime I ever think about what we did together, I always think of the fun stuff that we did together. Like, I have so many fond memories. And, like, it hurts to know that that time is over. It really does. Like, it really hurts. Like, it's really stuck to me that it's over. Like, I doubt she'll ever talk to me ever again, really. Unless she has to. Like, I've been super active in her Discord voice chats with all the other people who hang out in there. And every once in a while, yeah, she'll pop in because Ish or Gray bugs her to come and pop in. And that's pretty much the only time we ever talk. But even then, like, it's nothing meaningful. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking about this. Let's put a pin in that and never come back to this conversation. Because I'm just trying to get my thoughts out. And I have too much time on my hands at this point that I basically am going stir crazy. I'm not the lazy kind of person who likes to just sit here and do nothing. Like, it's really hard for me to do that. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to stop wasting time because I've been talking for a really long time. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I mean, I'm sure I'll be back soon. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Hopefully I'll have more Outlast 2 up soon. Hopefully, because eventually I'll sit down and record probably most of the game at that point. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.